Right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Kureon. I am, of course, your dungeon master, Stuart, and I am joined by my usual party. So, let's get right back into this, our adventurer's tale. In the last chapter of our story, the party had arrived into the town of Halfgate, a small, essentially mining town on the edge of the Pale Pyre Muck, a large swamp from which the inhabitants of the town mined peat and swamp gases for use in burning lanterns and fireplaces. As they arrived, they met with one Maximilian Walderheim, the person that they had been asked to come here to meet. He instructed them to go into the swamp and find an ancient heirloom of his family, which had been lost when the family had fled from Halfgate's sister town deep in the swamp itself. However, eventually the party found that there were more pressing matters to attend to, with many people in the town having died over the past few months as a result of mysterious attacks that left the people that were caught in this little more than a pile of bone shards and a skull. Sensing urgency, the party made their way to the edge of the town that faced the swamp, and we begin now. As the party stands outside the back gate of the town, behind them, the wooden palisade which has taken place of the back wall of Halfgate, and in front of you, the stinking, festering swamp known as the Pale Pyre Muck. You see now there are essentially islands of dirt, deep brown and covered in small patches of what seems to be extremely resilient grass and small vegetation. But between them is these pools of thick, viscous, bubbling, deep green water that has like films of goodness knows what on top of them that just seems to shift uneasily as whatever is underneath this large swamp bubbles to the surface. And surrounding it all are these tall, twisted, gnarled trees which with flat canopies and heavy roots that reach over like mangroves, which cover a large portion of the area in front of you, obscuring your view forward. But nonetheless, you can see very clearly, very plainly, in the mud, making their way around the water, heavy footprints, presumably of the man who brought the bones to Sunkeeper Kerrick in town. And it leads into the swamp.
About how far apart are these islands of stuff I can stand on without drowning?
Most of them are connected to each other with thin amounts. You get the feeling that stuff shifts so often here that these sort of bridges between the higher mounds open up fairly often. So right now it appears, from what you can currently see, because of, obviously it's very dense, that there's a clear path that you could walk along.
I'm going to insist we follow that path.
Can't guarantee you'll stay at the same height you are currently, but you can walk along.
I will be doing that.
Okay. All right. So, are you all just going to follow the footprints?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be keeping an eye on Tilly, though, because I'm like...
Yeah, Tilly, as soon as you start stepping forward, Gunnhild, you have a similar problem.
Yeah.
Tilly, you reduce in height by about 6 inches. And for most people, that's not much.
That's a lot for me.
Well, that's like an eighth of your height. And Gunnhild, for you as well, you're a dwarf, quite heavy set. You're sinking quite a decent amount here as well. For both of you, all of the swamp counts as difficult terrain.
Damn.
I can't move fast anyway because I've only got little legs. This just sucks.
Yeah, we're already slower.
I really regret not playing an elf right now.
So, as you make your way forward, following these footprints, there's this horrible sense of unease about this swamp. It's, Ronan, I would like you to make a nature check. And if anyone else is trained in nature, you can also make a nature check.
Nature.
Oh, that's
Pretty
hard
sure
now.
I'm not. Yeah.
I'm not trained in nature,
You can because of the nature of you being a ranger.
Oh, sweet.
You're a
That's
nature ranger.
a 9.
Okay. It just seems like a creepy swamp to you. So, yeah, it's a creepy swamp. You know, you've not really been in swamps that much yourself. So,
The furthest outside I usually go is the gutter.
yeah, it's a lot like that. Just bigger.
A lot softer as well, I would assume.
No, it's about as soft as a medieval gutter.
Ah.
So, as you make your way through this swamp, you hear all these sounds around you. There's still a lot of wildlife in here, but it's not like cheerful bird song. It's like the cawing of buzzards and corvids, and you hear the pitter patter of like soft footfalls on the water. Some are off to the right, but as you look, there's nothing there. And this continues on for about half an hour. Around what the worker said it would take until you get to the end of these footprints. And now you see what appears to be the site of these last fallen workers, which there isn't that much to see. It's only identifiable as a work site due to the heavy burlap sacks and work tools hung from the low-hanging branches of the trees to keep them out of the mud. There are shovels and shears and like a hoe and everything that hung from the trees here. Just like through any holes in the tools themselves. But aside from that, it just looks like another part of the swamp. It's only recognizable because the footprints stop here, the fresh footprints, and there's these discarded tools. From what you can see.
Are there any super obvious tracks leading to or from this site?
There aren't any super obvious, but you can make a survival check.
Yeah, I'd like to join in with that.
Yes, please, because I have a -2.
I think
It's
I'm
10.
far too out of my element here to do it.
But conversely, though, Tilly, you are at the perfect level to get down and
I'm
personal
at
with the
eye
ground.
level.
I can't see any footprints here.
They can see worms. Yeah, I got
So
10.
that's a 23 for me.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
right. Okay. So, you look around the area. Are you just looking for tracks? Or are you looking for anything else in particular as well?
I want to see signs of tracks that are potentially human and potentially otherwise, but I want to try and get a sense of the amount of people as well that were here.
Okay. All right. So, looking around, you see that there are a number of footprints here. Some of them, when you look at them, are the same sort of cut of boot as the footprints you followed here. And they look to be stood around, near to where like the tools are hung up and things like that. They look like the workers' boots, right? Judging by how long they're stood there. But leading away from the site, you see that there are multiple sets of footprints. And what immediately catches you is that they're different. And some of them are heavy, monstrous. They're almost completely washed away at this point by the shifting of this swamp. But there are a number of them that are these heavy, monstrous steps. But alongside them, there are some barefoot, but humanoid, and some shoed footprints as well. And they lead deeper into the swamp.
But at this point, do they seem like tracking those footprints would be next to impossible if they're washing away already?
It would be difficult,
Yeah.
but you don't think impossible. You've already found these footprints.
At the very least, guys, we're looking at
The
group here.
You count 5 or 6. So 2 of the tracks get muddled up between each other, and it's hard to count between 5 or 6, but it's at least 5.
And that's of the people here or the people leaving?
That is the strange footprints and the non-workers' boots humanoid ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll point out to everyone, like specifically, like you see these ones are monstrous, and then you can see the difference here. And
That first set is concerning.
When you say monstrous footprints, do you have any idea of what kind of monster? Perhaps that would help a lot, I imagine.
Yeah. Can I dig into the memory banks and see if there's anything?
Make a nature check for me, please.
Mm, 15.
Okay, so while you don't know what they are because you couldn't figure out the first time you tried, these are the same footprints as the sort of feet structure of the creatures that attacked you outside of Halfgate.
Okay. And those are the
Monstrous ones.
yeah. Well, this doesn't hold up with the story we were told in the inn, really, of a giant creature that could bite a leg off with a single attack. This seems to be more of an organized group-like attack, but it leaves the same result.
I wouldn't rule out the other creature just now.
I mean, maybe it's just a bigger one of those, with a bigger mouth.
Maybe they're feeding it.
It's possible.
It's a big swamp.
But
Either way, it's pretty bad.
Crushed bones did come from here, yeah?
Yeah.
He opened the bag and it was the skull and the crushed bones.
Yes.
So whatever crushed the bones of the victims was here, theoretically.
Well,
And
we
there's-
can follow this prince. I'm sure we'll find out.
It's a start. It's better than us wandering aimlessly in swamps.
Yeah, the less swamp, the better.
Did it seem like the tracks were like moving together or any spread out or anything? In essence, I want to see if the tracks would set up for like one group splitting off, and if we track, then we might get ambushed.
As you walk out a bit from the camp, you see that the tracks do split, but in a manner that you're familiar with. This is very distinct of a hunting party. They split, they separate, but they keep within eye line of each other, but it moves outwards, but they're definitely moving together. They're just not like lockstep, military style.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I was looking for. Just sort of organization and expertise that I would be familiar with.
Yes, it's
And,
definitely hunting.
How fetid and dangerous do the waters look in between the islands? Do they look like acidic or like they would be damaging to touch?
I mean, you can stick
I
your
suppose
finger
I'll
in it.
figure out, but yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, okay.
It's the easiest way to find out.
You stick your finger in, and it's like wiping your nose when you've got a cold. It is not watery at all. It is thick. It is viscous, and when you pull your hand out, it sticks to it in this heavy film, and chunks of like dirt and mud just flop off your finger and just ooze down out of it. It is like the Nickelodeon Teen Choice Awards up in here.
I'm really glad we stuck to the land.
Yeah. We
I
just
don't need
fucking
to inhale that.
die. Yeah.
But it's still water. It's just some other stuff in it too. But there's no problem. You're not burning or anything. It's not melting
Yeah.
your flesh. It's just really nasty water.
Does it seem like it would, like, if you were drenching it, it would impede your movement by being sticky, or would you be fine? Just disgusting to everybody else.
It'd
in
be
existence.
really disgusting. You imagine walking through it would cause some issue, but falling into it and then getting out, it sinks off your hand fairly quickly, but there's still like that film around it after it's gone, but it's not impeding. It stinks
Okay.
though. It really reeks.
So, because we're looking at unfortunately, we're looking at some sort of hunting party that are at least adept in pack tactics of some sort, which could make Tristan very dangerous.
Could they still be around?
As long as we can see tracks, I don't think so. I think as long as we follow the tracks and we can keep seeing tracks, we should be fine. But the second either tracks disappear or become too washed away or they disappear through water, they could be anywhere. That's why, I wanted to see whether it's possible to move through.
So basically, eyes and ears peeled at all times, just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, and I think also it would benefit us to move as two separate units within the same party. So when we come across another piece of land, split open, keep within each other's eye line, the same way that these people seem to be doing. And that way, if one side of us gets spotted and ambushed, the other side will be fine, because this is a hunting party we're dealing with.
Most hunting parties, I assume, don't expect to be hunted. Are we really expecting them to get us first?
I don't think that I'm expecting them to hunt us back, but if we give away that we're following through noise, through another creature encountering us and causing noise or fleeing, these are the type of things hunters will look out for. The behavior of animals can give away that there are people nearby, so we just have to be careful.
They know the place better than we do.
Is there anything else you would like to do around the area, around this small point?
So you said there was nothing here besides the tools?
Nothing that you could see plainly.
I want to have a nosy, see if there's anything else.
All right.
Like buried in muck or something.
Actively looking, or are you just observing?
I'll actively look.
Make an investigation check then. Which I think is probably better than perception for you.
It's the same.
Oh.
But it was a 16.
Okay. Wow. So, as you look around, a couple of things stand out to you around here. The first is you can see where the water in one of these pits has been disturbed, and there are trenches dug at the bottom of it. This looks to be where they're digging out the peat from. But as you clear away the mucousy film on top of the water and can actually see down into it slightly, there's blood at the bottom of the trench, like it's sunk to the bottom here.
I'm like, guys, have you seen
What?
this? This is weird. This.
Well, they do say it's thicker than water.
Which is actually a misconception.
But yeah, have you ever seen that happen before? It's not quite right. I mean, I've seen my fair share of blood in my time, and.
Make a medicine check.
Yeah, that's a 2.
Never mind.
No, shit, that's a 0.
At least it's not some minus this time.
You're not quite sure you've ever seen blood before in your life.
I just punch people and ketchup flies out.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
like tomato juice, you know? It's like, wow, these people really like Bloody Marys.
But I'm like, okay, you've all seen this. You've all seen how weird this is, right? And I just dunk my arm in, see what's down there, if there's anything down there.
As you do, the blood is mixed back up into the water, and as you pull your arm out, the blood begins to drift away. The bit that you've pulled up begins to drift away in the normal current of this water. It's been pulled away, so it seems the only amount of blood that remained is the blood that wasn't caught by the current.
So basically, it's not acting unnaturally. It was just
got trapped.
left.
Yeah, it's just not being caught by the current. So
Right. Okay.
it looks like this entire section here was filled with blood that it's got all the way to the bottom.
Right.
And the bit on top has moved away with the shifting current of this entire swamp.
Is there any sign of blood on the land?
Make an
Sign?
investigation check.
Ah, No, natural 20.
Hey! What's your bonus to...
1.
So you would have needed to roll a 19 or a natural 20 to get this. So, as you look around, you can't find any specks of blood on the ground. However, as you are looking, you come across a tree, which is next to where one of the burlap sacks is hanging down, which you can see the water draining out the bottom, and it's brown at the bottom. It's got peat in it. But as you look at the tree, you see now that there is a hole in this tree. It's about as thick as your pinky finger, and it is perfectly bald. There is no, it's not where any arrow is being pulled out. There's no sign of anything, any drill marks or anything like that, but it is perfect, and it goes about 6 inches into this tree. There's this perfectly bald hole, and it is the same length all the way through, and it just stops abruptly at the end.
That's weird.
Hmm.
Just want to vocalize that.
I don't know what could do this.
Nope. You don't.
Can I try and check the sort of trajectory of it? Like, what would have been directly opposite this hole?
So as you look and you follow it, it goes off in the direction that the footprints are going.
That they're going.
Yeah.
Right.
You ascertain from what you guys have been looking at and how you didn't see any of the footprints of the person that came to see you coming to this worksite. The footprints are drifting away fairly quickly, and that the footprints of the people coming to this place that have obviously committed this murder has already washed away.
Hmm.
We might want to start following those other sets quickly then, because I don't want to be lost in a swamp.
Yep. Swamp lost is bad. We should probably move.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's weird though, right? That I found basically a trench that was full of blood, yet all the bones show up and they're pristine.
Hmm.
The bones weren't pristine.
Well, the skulls then. There'd still be a lot of blood because your face bleeds a lot.
Yeah, they were pristine as in there wasn't any tool marks on, but they weren't bleached or anything.
All right.
Yeah. They just couldn't find any scoring or claw marks or bite marks in it or anything in the skull.
And this hole in the wall doesn't look like any claw marks or anything like that, so...
It's far too straight. You'd know that, you've been bitten before.
It's probably magic.
Tilly's been bitten before.
Unfortunately so.
You look at Tilly's shoulder, you look at the hole, it doesn't look like the same thing.
I've been in a lot of fights, let's be honest. It's probably not the first time.
So, where are you going from here? Are you following the tracks?
Yeah, but I want Ronan to lead the way because he's
Okay, so
the ranger.
let's have a... How are you guys proceeding? Are you going in a straight line? Are you fanning out?
Before we go, I want to take one of the null arrows and just see if I can set it into the tree. And just so I know that this is the tree that we came from. In case we come across other abandoned dig sites and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to set off after the tracks quickly.
Okay. So you take the null arrow and you jab it into here, and it sticks in. It's a hefty arrow, so it sticks in, and you can begin following the tracks. And if you are doing that, I'd like you to make a survival check for me.
Sure thing. Just renaming those. Let's call them black barbed arrows. That's a 17 on the dice, and my survival is +6.
Oh shit.
That's
Okay.
23.
All right, awesome. So, as you begin to follow these tracks, they're very faint, but you're good at this. you're an expert hunter, and as you follow the tracks through the swamp, eventually you come across a strange shape in the water. And getting closer to it, you realize this is an upturned boat, a small like marsh boat. It's like a one or two person rowboat. And as you come close to it, you can see it's there. It seems intact from this side. You can't see what's on the other side of it, obviously, but there's an seemingly intact rowboat in front of you.
Tilly, I think we've solved your
Flip
issue.
it? Oh, possibly. Depends what the other side of this boat's like, though.
How close are we to the boat?
Right now, you'd probably be about 45 feet away from it. This is where Ronan has sort of gone.
Okay.
What kind of stuff lives in swamps? Like, is like a big fish gonna jump out if we try and get in it?
Can I
He's a
do
crocodile.
No idea.
Can I do a I don't know what check it is for, but my favorite enemies are beasts. I want to figure out what sort of beasts are normal for swamps to have.
Make a nature check. That's a nature check. And how does favorite enemy look?
Natural 1. I might have advantage though. Let me find my different
can't
pieces
remember.
of my
That's
book.
how favoured enemy works. You get advantage on stuff to
can't remember
recall
if it's
info and stuff about.
I can't remember. I think it's advantage, but let's just check, shall we?
It's 5e. Of course, it's going to be an advantage.
Rangaroo. Your advantage on wisdom's as well as on intelligence checks to recall information about them. There you go. So you have advantage.
Oh, that's a 14 on the die, and it's in nature, so 15 total.
15 total. Okay, so the sorts of things that are usually in swamps. You get things like eels, leeches. You get certain fish. Piranha are known to be in swamps as well, though usually not the colder swamps like this. A big thing is crocodiles. You've heard more than one story of people getting eaten in swamps by crocodiles. But beyond that, small river cats, that sort of thing. But nothing more than that, really. Most of the wildlife in swamps is marine wildlife or birds.
Okay, so mostly beyond crocodiles. I don't really know what we have to be worried about. But yeah, I'll call everyone up, let everyone know about the boat, see the boat.
Touch the boat.
Well, we could try and flip it.
Gonna go touch the boat.
Touch the boat.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand.
Mage hand.
Yeah.
All habits die hard.
Yeah, well, that was just to annoy you. No.
I have no problem with Mage Hand. Go ahead, what are you doing?
I want to see if I sort of pat the water all around it, if there's movement.
It goes.
And then.
And that's it.
I'm
Sorry, I missed that. What does the water do?
Yeah, please.
What? It's like a thick, viscousy liquid, so it doesn't splash. It goes. It's like slapping custard.
Ew.
And we've all done that.
Yes,
It's non-Newtonian.
Newton, the famed wizard of old,
I remember.
Yes.
who decided he wanted an apple, so he made. Never mind.
Newton's ballistic apple.
Ooh, good throw. Never mind. Can I? The boat is close to the. Do we have to drag it closer, or is it at the shore?
It's like leant over the shore. So
It seems safe. I don't know. I've never been in swamps before. Everything's dirty and sticky, and it reminds me of a Saturday night at the pub, and I'm not liking it because I'm not getting paid for it for once. I'm not cleaning this up.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I guess I go start trying to flip it over. Does anyone else?
okay. Okay. There's things like it's currently lent over is about the same height as you, Tilly.
Oh yeah, I
but-
looked at everyone else expectantly.
As you go to walk around the side of it, you're met with inside it, sort of hunched over like this, is a skeletal remains of a person.
Oh,
That's not useful.
But the inside of the boat looks intact, and your trained eyes see that the skeleton is crouched round a coin purse.
I'm gonna take that quickly.
It has 9 gold pieces in it.
That's good.
That's like almost doubled your wealth.
But yeah, I make a big show of not being able to push this boat over until someone helps me.
Oh, I just go over and bing.
You flip the boat over and it splashes down into the water with a horrible like flap sound. But it seems to float there. The inside of it is mossy, kind of overgrown, but functional. Doesn't look rotten.
The skeleton's in like an okay state. It's not splinters.
It's not splinters, it is skeleton. It looks just like it's been there a while.
So
I wonder
it's
why they didn't take this one.
hiding, I guess, under the boat.
I mean, it could have been here since before whatever creature it was turned up.
Tristan, make a medicine check.
Medicine. 15.
Ooh.
It was here before you were told this all started. This has been here a few years.
Right. Yeah, this has been here a while longer than that creature. And I feel like it wouldn't go after remains of some other kill, so. But, I don't know, who am I to judge? I don't know what this creature is at all. But, yeah, this is here longer than all the trouble started, so.
Fair enough.
Well, with our loss, we have a boat now.
Yes. Who's this we? You have a
Is-
boat. Be proud of your boat.
you can name it. Is there anything on the skeleton? Is it just a sort of gnawed-off skeleton, or is there any clothing, anything that would identify it?
It looks like it's got like thin rags of clothing on, but not much to the extent where you could take anything from it or ascertain anything. It's
Right,
been
so
here
no-
a while and it's started to degrade.
Okay. Just because, if there's a ring or something, if it's part of the community.
Doesn't look like any form of jewelry or anything. No.
We should probably let them know, though.
We can do that later.
Yeah.
It's such a shame it was found without its boat, though. I mean, oof.
Wow.
That might have been sentimental, I don't know.
Wow. Did we see Tilly stealing the purse?
I don't know. Were you looking?
I
Because
probably
Tilly went
wasn't.
around the back of the boat,
Probably wasn't.
and Tilly is the same height of the boat.
Baseball.
Well, we can't. We would never steal from the dead. It's maybe not its boat. Are you okay, Tilly? What?
Nothing. I mean, he's not using this boat anymore.
True. Still weird.
If we take this boat, then we're using the boat to hunt down something that's tormenting the entire swamp if we get whatever it is. I'm sure the good outweighs the bad.
I'm not objecting it to at all. It's just a bit.
You know what they say,
Isn't
though?
it? Am I the only one thinking?
A good adventurer uses every part of the corpse.
Okay, just for the record.
I feel like
I
he
agree.
probably would have wanted the boat to be used.
It's
Are we
for the
having a
greater
moral
good.
quandary?
It's
So-
for the greater good.
This isn't a moral quandary that we have the time to really worry about. I'm going to start losing these tracks very quickly. But this does open up a water team and a land team if you want that.
Dibs land.
I'm going with gun.
Why not? I'll ride in the boat.
I take like a thigh bone and give it to you. It looks like you're paddling then.
There's an all.
Well,
There's only one ore, though.
fair enough.
What happened to us? We weren't even in this swamp a day.
Local grave robbers question whether robbing graves is moral.
Hey, the guy's dead. It's fine. This isn't the grave.
Anyway, let's get on these tracks. Ronan,
Okay.
are you on the land for the tracks?
Yep.
Cool.
All right. So, as you continue following the tracks, they lead you deeper and deeper into this swamp. The canopy above you getting thicker and thicker, and it seems to get almost more disgusting as you go in here. The water at this point is near black with muck, and the layer of film on top of it shines like an oil spill, but grosser. Far grosser. It's got like flecks and bits in it, and it
Yeah.
bubbles and broils.
Can I-
You see patches of foam and.
Can I mage hand it a little just to see if it's still that slimy thing?
It's even slimier now. It has sort of an elasticity to it.
I feel like I'm repeating myself, but ew.
You see now there are bits of wood have drifted onto shore here, and they are twisted and gnarled and bent in unnatural ways. But still, you press on, and as you make your way through this area, who would be at the front?
That'd be me.
So I would like you. Actually, you know what? Everyone make a perception check for me.
With my
I'm at the front of the boat.
nose, unfortunately, to the ground.
What, like an effigy at the front of a boat?
Yeah, I'm keeping watch.
23.
8.
Or just the boat people. No, everyone.
Not everyone can do it.
18.
13.
Is that 23 from you then, Namari?
Alright.
So, as you walk along, you're following the tracks, and Ronan's, you've got quite caught up in following these tracks. That Namari, you're the only one that hears this. You begin to hear what sounds like the crackling of a fire and footsteps in water and a low conversation.
Oh. Shh. Can you hear that? That's the flatch thing from her. That's footsteps. Ooh, there's people talking.
Meanwhile, the rowing of a boat.
What do we do?
Get a bit closer and listen.
Careful.
See who it is.
Can we stealthily waddle closer?
Yes, make a stealth check with disadvantage.
How far away does the sounds seem to be? And
The sound seems to carry pretty decently in the swamp, so it's probably about 100 feet at this point. You okay there?
What did you roll, Susie? Oh, well, that's... I have a 4 in total as well. Rolled.
Should we roll stealth for being on the boat?
Yes, but you don't have disadvantage.
Nice.
I'd actually like to start moving towards the edge of the water, preparing if necessary to completely dive in.
So, like, commando, is it?
Yes, 100%. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
That's,
Are you doing Arnie Predator? Are you doing the swamp thing? Are you?
Yes.
Because then you have to do the accent just to piss me off.
15 stealth for me.
that's a 12 from me. I have a
Hey,
plus
Jamie,
6
I
for
was
stealth.
I got a 14 for mine.
Alright, sorry, what did everyone get again?
4.
12.
14.
Or-
15.
Okay. Alright. Well, we're going to find out what happens as a result of that after this quick break.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun.
cliffhanger, for
Classic.
fuck's sake.
It's my trademark. All right, welcome back after that short break. So, as you all attempt to be stealthy here, making your way closer to the sounds of the sounds of burning fire in the conversation, a few of you manage to remain silent. However, Namari and Gunnhild, you catch a side of one of these islands of mud, and it slides in a miniature mudslide that clatters into this
Fuck's sake.
into the water, going and making this horrible sound. And immediately you hear,
I armor of Agathis.
okay.
And that's when I slip into the fucking dirt.
You see now as Ronan ahead of you just submerges himself in this liquid.
Ew.
That's very distracting from this fight we might be in.
Yeah, I'm about to pull out my axe and I'm like, what the?
I'm thinking like how fast, like how long does it take to just pull a Yui with a boat and just go the other way?
Wow. You weren't next to the rest of the party.
This is true.
So you watch now as clattering through the trees at a great speed. You see the two of these huge hulking figures that you had met on the way into Halfgate before. The tall hyena-like creatures. However, these ones aren't clutching bows and spears like the others, but instead these long, thick blades that are straight-edged and covered in like pockmarks, and they're sharp, but they're not well kept. And there is this froth around their mouths, this fury in their eyes, and this as they charge towards you, breaking down small plants and everything. And they have spotted both of you, and they are coming straight for you. Let's roll initiative.
Yay! I hide the handgun immediately.
I'm not very big.
Should we all be rolling?
Then.
Yes, all of you are rolling. However, currently, 3 out of 5 of you aren't actually engaged in the combat. So
How far away is like the boat?
the boat's around 30 feet away in order to keep
okay.
to the water.
That's not too bad.
So
Does me being in the water count as being hidden?
it does.
Okay.
Which one is it? It's this one. Okay. So, it's Tilly and Tristan in the boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Ronan's taking a bath. And Namari, you said you were hiding behind Gunnhild?
Well, yes, I will step behind Gunnhild. Did the armor, was that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would have stepped in front of her anyway as soon as I realised that the jig was up.
Okay. All right. So, as my Roll20 decides to select literally everything, let's bring you to the map. So, these two creatures are barreling towards you now. And what were your initiative rolls?
14.
14.
16.
17 for me.
Hold
Mine was
on,
also
let
16.
me do this the way I
I'm
usually
gonna
do
say,
it.
do it the proper
I was gonna say, I
way.
was a bit confused. Like,
Let me doing it this way. What am I doing? What am I doing? What
everyone
am I doing?
shout numbers. It's
Experimenting.
you.
What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing. Right, anyway. So, 25 to 20. Okay, that's a good start. 15 to 20?
17.
16.
16.
18.
18 on Ronan. Okay. So, you were 17, right, Gunnhild?
Yep.
And who were the 16s? Was it Tilly and Namari?
I had 14.
Or
I had a
14?
16.
Oh, it was Tristan and Tilly. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just you and Lydia have such similar voices, you know?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
definitely.
And similar facial hair as well.
I'm assuming you have the high dexterity modifier, Tilly?
Probably it's +4.
Yep.
Okay. Tilly and Tristan on a boat.
Oh, I...
On a boat.
Okay, and then 10 to 15?
14.
14, okay. 14 for almost wrote the wrong character there. Okay, so as we go, top of the round is you, Ronan. You're under the water now. You can barely see anything above it due to this viscosity, and it feels absolutely horrible. It clings to your skin. Yeah, it's like someone's vacuum packed a plastic bag around your entire body.
Yeah.
Slightly damp plastic bag.
I want to try and make my way backwards through the water to here.
Okay, make a stealth check for me with disadvantage. That'll be your action. Unless you don't care about being seen.
No. The stealth is fine, although with disadvantage, that's a 16.
Alright. Okay.
But yeah, no, it's just sort of, I'm just kind of pushing through the water, not really concerned with stealth at the minute. So I just want to get to where it looks like there's like plants there where I'm at.
Yeah.
I want to be like among the plants and then take a shot at the
Alright, so you're not
creature. No, I'm not.
Alright, sweet. Okay, yep, take your shot. They will know where you are now, so...
Yeah, that's fine.
You're not a rogue though, why does it matter?
Well, no, if I can hide, then I've got Skulker, so if I attack from stealth and I miss, they don't know where I am still.
That's true. Unfortunately, you not hidden.
Yeah. That's a 26 to hit. 18 plus 8.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah. Surprisingly.
And that's 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage. Okay. Alright. To the one on the left or the right?
The one on the left, closest to me.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. So, as you drudge through the water, coming up like the Navy SEAL adverts, just as you move backwards, fire your bow as you duck into the reeds behind you. The arrow just fires out into the side of this creature, which turns as the arrow looks into you, and you swear the look in its eyes is a look of appreciation for what you've just done to it. It is this crazed, just unending hunger in this creature's eyes right now. And that will end your turn and bring us to Gunnhild.
Okay, I am going to... Oh god, I've only got stubby shitty legs. Fuck!
So you can only move 10 feet currently.
Fuck! Alright. Bollocks. I'm gonna move 10 feet onto this wooden bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Go... reach into my backpack for a javelin, which I've conveniently stored. Fold away javelin.
They're like sticking out of your backpack.
I'm gonna chuck it at the guy that Ronan fired at.
Okay. I mean, they're only a dwarf-sized javelin. They're probably only like 3 feet
It's
long.
like a toothpick, you know what I mean? It's fine. Right. Actually, I would like to rage before I do that.
Okay, you can
As a
rage.
bonus action. Just get myself really angry on this little bridge.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Alright, that hits. Yep.
Okay, so
Remember, you don't get the rage damage on this.
no, are we doubling the dice or rolling 2 damage
Roll
dice?
twice. Roll twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's a D6, what do you expect?
That's 3 plus 4, 7, 7. I don't get the rage, do I? No, I don't double
No.
the rage.
You don't get the rage either, but you don't double it.
Okay.
You only get the rage on melee attacks.
Oh, but that's 7.
So that's 7 points of damage. Okay. So as you go into a rage, running up, you pull this javelin from your backpack, and in one swift motion, it out of your hand strikes into the side of this creature, in its lower torso there, and it pierces in a good distance. But the creature just seems moderately unhindered by it. You get the feeling with this creature, it's going to act the same way until it dies.
Before my turn is over, after I've thrown it, I just want to go, morning!
Tilly, it is your go. As you hear the sounds of commotion off to the side, and you look through the trees, and you can see these creatures barreling towards Gunnhild, who's stood on the bridge, just like, come on then!
Pretty par for the course for Gunnhild. Is the boat like close enough to this land here for me to get off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's half of my movement.
Yep.
The other half of my movement.
Yep.
I'm hidden, right?
Right now,
They
yes.
haven't spied me. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm gonna get out my sling and kind of fire off a shot at this closest one.
My god, I've never had a sling used in 5th edition yet. Go for it.
You have to go out of your way to get one. I just kind of swapped my bow out for one, just assuming it would be fine.
Yeah,
It
it's
suits
fine.
you.
So this is right on the edge of the 30-foot range,
A
thankfully.
foot longbow with a 2 foot gnome. 2 foot half.
Ping! Sends itself flying instead of the arrow.
Yeah.
That's
Just
just
like
gonna
the
be a
great
14.
bows from Dark Souls. 14, that will miss.
Darn.
So as the sling flies through the air, it cracks into the tree next to the creature, splintering a bit of the wood, and as it turns to you, it sees you.
And there's nothing here I can hide behind.
No. So, I mean, you can face plant.
I'm not
Sink
gonna do
into
that
the
in
mud.
the swamp.
Okay, which brings us to Tristan.
Yes.
Tristan Pascal.
I don't have difficult terrain as an effect on me right now, do I? Because I'm in the boat and I'm not tiny, so
Big
my
cowboy.
movement is
Yeah, your movement is fine.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll get.
The water is difficult terrain for anybody. It's
Mm.
just the stumpy ones everywhere is difficult terrain for them.
Okay. In that case, I'll pull the boat up onto that little bit of land where Tilly is and stand next to Tilly. And for now, I'll pat you on the shoulder and just go, don't worry, it's not going to be like last time, and cast heroism.
Punch you in the leg.
Did you hit in
Very
your shoulder?
patronising.
Is that?
He's patting on the bite mark shoulder. It's fine. It's healed now. You've got that adventurous metabolism.
Yeah. And I casted heroism. I cast heroism, sorry. So you get 5 temporary hit points every time it gets back to your round.
Yes. But they don't stack, remember. It's just refreshes to 5 each time. Okay, cool. And that will lead us to the 2 gnolls. Both of them seemingly unaffected by this terrain.
That's a pretty damn initiative from everyone.
Oh yeah, half the party. Well, almost all the party. So they charge through, and they've both got these hefty-looking swords, and both of them are going to make all of their strikes against you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is 4 short sword attacks and 2 bite attacks.
Fuck.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck.
So we'll do
I'm so glad I'm reading.
we'll do the first gnoll. So the bite is a 17,
Yep.
and the short swords that got knocked. So are a 19
Mm-hmm.
and a 7.
No.
So 1 bite hits, and so is a short sword. So that's fine. So that's 3 points of damage from the bite.
That if
So,
you're already
reduce
having it for me. Oh,
No, I'm not having it.
So
I'm not. That's your job.
I know. I didn't know. I just thought I'd check.
Reduce to 1. Anyway. And then for the short sword, that is 4 points of damage.
Reduced to 2.
Yeah. So, as the first creature lunges in, it bites down hard, and as it does, it drives its sword into your side, and the pain is numb to you at this point, but you feel it clatter in as its companion also comes down with a natural 20 on the bite.
Ow.
And on the short sword attacks, that's going to be a 14.
Nope.
And a 13.
Nope.
So just the bite.
Hey, quick question. Can you catch being null like being a werewolf?
I sincerely hope not.
Because otherwise I'm fucked.
But I mean, you can. You just have to dive first.
Oh.
And then get eaten by a hyena.
Oh.
And then the hyena becomes a null.
Oh.
But you don't know that.
Okay.
Not yet.
That's 7 points of damage from that bite. So as the second one launches itself into the air, it crunches down on you, and even through your rage, you feel this bite, and you feel something break. And as the gnoll lurches back, you see it's one of its tooth that's broken, and you see this long hyena-like tongue just licks around the blood pouring from this broken tooth now, and just drags it back into its mouth. It's just at this point, it's just the foam at the sides of this creature's mouth is just turning red from the fact that it's now foaming blood at this point. Its eyes are crazed, the pupils are dilated all the way, and it is just twitching constantly in this like crazy bloodshed. Which brings us to Namari.
From the back you hear, ew, 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 blast. Eldritch blast with Hex.
So you're
Did you
hexing
say
first.
blast as you cast it?
You're like an anime character. Eldritch blast!
No, I go ew as I Eldritch blast, but yes, I Hex first.
Okay. So you cast Hex on which creature?
That one. No, how do I do that?
Hold it down.
What? Yeah, I know, but I'm on the ruler. That one.
Right, so the front one, the one that doesn't have a javelin and an arrow sticking out of it.
Yeah. The plus 6. Yeah, that's 25.
Yeah.
And I have the agonizing blast now, so that's 9 damage in total.
Including the Hex?
Yeah, I rolled 2, so
Okay.
not very high.
As once again you reach out with your hand, and extending out of the ring is this green and purple, like sickly blast of energy that crashes into this creature. Would you like to do anything else with your turn? Move anywhere?
Maybe a bit further that way. The trees are not obscuring any. I mean, I have spell sniper, but
No.
yeah, just to give our dear ranger free reign.
Yes. All right. So now, Gunnhild, you see at the back of the swamp here that in a similar fashion to your ranger friend, coming out of the swamp, another of these creatures, and as the fur mats down over its face now, you see as it comes up, its mouth is already open, and mingled with this disgusting viscous water is the salivating creature's maw as it comes up, pulling a bow taut as it does. This one's very similar to the ones you fought outside of the swamp, but it shoots 2 arrows towards you. So that is going to be 6.
Nope.
And a 19.
Yes.
Okay, so that is nice number. I like that number. Don't like that number. Okay, so that is 3 points of piercing damage, and your speed is reduced by 10 feet.
I can't move.
So now you have it's your maximum speed.
Oh.
So now you have 15 foot of movement, which means you can only move 5 foot at a time.
Oh, Stu, by the way, I Hex the strength of the guy.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. Okay, and that will end that creature's go, which brings us to the top again. Brings us to Ronan.
All right. Seeing the arrow come flying from the darkness, then I will come out of the water onto land, which I assume takes 10 feet, yeah? Because it's still... so
Water
that's-
is difficult terrain, so it takes
Yeah.
double. Yeah, you move double your movement to get through.
Yeah, so I get to there with 10, 15, 20 feet of movement. And I tell Gun, I've got the sniper, keep the two off everyone else.
Mhm.
And instead of reaching to cast, to pull another arrow, I put a hand on Gunny's back and hit that cure wounds.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's a 1d6 plus 4, or 1d8 plus 4, and that's a 6 plus 4, so 10 HP.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. I'm back up full. Dope.
And then I just want to identify where the...
Yeah, you can see it's now risen fully as out of this swamp, and the water's pouring off it. And okay, and that brings us to you, Gunnhild.
Okay, which is the one with the dodgy tooth?
That is the one to your left.
Okay. I'm gonna, with my axe, pull back, scream "ya maw" at it, and lunge at it with my axe. Because it works, you know, because maw is also, it's why they say mum in Scotland, but it's also a mouth, so it's a good joke.
Very good, very good.
Is it?
It's a great
Is it-
joke. It's a great joke.
Is
It's
it?
top notch.
Is it though? Is it?
Gunnhild is from Aberdeen, apparently.
For fuck's sake.
Your ma wears a denim trackie.
It's a 20 to hit, not natural.
Yeah, that does hit.
Okay.
Very regional humour.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm dead.
Yeah, could be worse. You could be from Wick.
Hey, that's an 18 slashing damage.
So, as you yell out something incomprehensible in what can only be assumed as Dwarvish, you bring your axe round, and this creature is no longer missing a teeth. It's missing all of its teeth and its head, as you just take the head off of this creature. And you see now is that the head lands next to you, and for a few moments gnashes more, and actually makes a bite attack against you.
He is from Aberdeen.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, this is what I get for doing jokes.
Rolled two
Yeah.
fours. That's 10 points of damage.
Fuck me!
And you were saying these things couldn't bite legs off.
And it just clamps
That's
onto
my
your
bad, really.
creature.
I would have killed Tilly.
So, yeah, there you go. But that creature is now very much dead.
I just turned to look at his friend with a very big, bloody smile on my face.
The creature returns an equally bloody smile because it's now bleeding its own blood out of its mouth because it currently has a javelin for its lower intestine. Okay,
I'll do that.
that brings us to Tilly.
Matt, I'm feeling pretty heroic right now. Funny that.
I feel really heroic.
So I'm gonna move 10 foot. Now I'm gonna use my action and move 10 foot. And then I'm
Your
gonna use my
bonus
bonus
action.
action and move 10 foot.
So heroic.
That will be my turn.
Tilly heroically marches through the swamp.
Oh, we should have made swamp shoes.
We should have got some more boots.
Okay.
I yell that I'm on my way.
Which brings us to Tristan. You watch as Tilly just very heroically strides forward, and you just hear the as she walks.
Yeah, I, with my normal movement, move up next to Tilly again. Yeah, then actually, what's the range on this? Yeah, I'll actually no. Can I get that one as well? Yeah. The one up top.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's not really engaged with anyone. I'll cast Vicious Mockery at it.
Okay. It's a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yeah, against a 15. I think.
These creatures are well known for their wisdom.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah. It's a 4.
Yeah. So it takes an impressive 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. All right.
Yeah. And then it's
a disadvantage on its next turn.
Disadvantage on its next turn, yeah.
So as you hurl insults at this creature, it just turns to you slightly like, "Oh." And that brings us to this remaining crazed-looking gnoll creature, who is going to, as before, make all of their attacks against you, Tilly. So, Tilly?
Excuse me?
Gunnhild. Short people, they're all the same, you know?
How dare you?
That was below the belt.
Well, I'm not spamming, it's not. That's a 16 to hit.
That is my AC, so that does.
Okay. Yes. That's a bite, and then for the short sword attacks, that's going to be a 19 and a 7. Same as before.
19 hits, 7 does not.
So, the short bite against you is 3 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the short sword is 6 points of damage.
Hmm.
Once again, this creature, the same creature as before, latches down on slamming its sword into the side of you as it does. And that will end its turn. It likes the taste of Gunnhild too much.
Everyone does.
Bring us to Namari.
I will blast again.
Yeah.
The remaining one.
Oh,
and move the hex. Move the hex.
put the hex over, yep.
Yeah, still with the strength. 19.
That does hit, yep.
That is 11.
11. Okay, so as this green beam of energy streaks out from your finger once more, it hits the side of this creature's skull and just caves it in, and as it juts to the side, the jaw latches onto Gunnhild.
Oh, come on!
And makes a bite attack against you.
I'm
I love
sorry!
these things.
I'm sorry!
16.
Yeah, hits.
6 points of damage as this creature tears your
Ow!
the side of your shoulder before it slams into the ground. Side of its skull shattered in. And would you like to do anything else with your movement? No? Okay.
I'm good.
So-
I'm good.
This last creature looks over towards where Tilly and Tristan are. Is going to shoot at you, Tilly.
Does that like big foresty bit not impede that in any way?
No, because that's a tree. And shooting past the tree. It's just this map doesn't have cut trees, so
I thought
that
they were like
canopy's-
big shrubs.
Nah, the canopy's high above. So,
Rip.
alright, so it's got disadvantage on the first strike.
Okay, nice.
Roll a 5 and a 4, so that one misses. And then for the second strike, that's going to be a 17.
Yeah, that's gonna hit me.
Alright, so as it hits you with its longbow, that is going to be 7 points of damage, and
Okay.
your speed is reduced by 10 feet,
Fuck.
so you can only move 5 feet now.
The temporary health soaks up most of that.
Yeah, so as this creature stabs into you, it catches you. It's underestimating how small you are because of the distance, and the arrow lands in your foot and goes through your foot.
Ow!
It pinches the ground a bit. And then with its movement, it just starts running away. But it's like really impeded by this water, just like walking through treacle. It is a bit further than that, but the battle map doesn't go any further. So, running.
Yeah, I've got 120 range anyway, and I'll get to here, and I'll cast Hunter's Mark on it,
Mhm.
and then I'll attack with... That's a 13 plus 8, 21,
That hits.
and that's 7 on the damage die, 5 on the Hunter's Mark die, 12, and then I have a plus 4 to that, so 16 damage.
16 damage. All right. So, you let loose with this arrow, honing in your hunter's sight on this creature. It cracks it right in the back, and you think this creature's going to fall for a moment. You've just hit it, between the shoulder blades, and it looks like it's fell for a moment, but it keeps trudging for now. This one, not being as crazy as the others, actually is starting to look really haggard now as it moves. It's starting to lose some of its motion as you've just struck it in the spine. Which brings us to Gunnhild,
Hang on.
who's suffered about as much damage from headless corpses this round as
I've probably
anywhere
been
else.
more damaged by headless corpses than I have than anything else. So I can move 5 feet.
Yeah.
Before I do, can I grab the javelin that's currently in the dead knoll next to me?
Yeah, you can, and just...
Yep, that's what I want to do. Just pull it out and...
what's your range on the javelin?
It's 120.
What's the short range on it?
Oh, 30.
30. So how far away are you? Whoop. Oh, you're at disadvantage.
Disadvantage. But it technically involves strength, so can I get advantage because I'm raging?
No, because it's not an ability check.
Oh, well, it was worth a shot.
You can certainly try.
I got a 16.
That does hit.
Sick. Okay. 8.
8. So you pull this javelin up, and in one movement, not really bothering to aim that much, you just... And it whistles between trees and catches this creature right where the neck starts to move forward into the top of the head, and you just hear a sickening as it bursts through the bone at the back of this creature's skull and just comes out the front, and this creature just falls down, and you see it begin to sink until there's just the back point of the javelin sticking out of the water.
We know where it is.
So, now, as silence falls around you once again, the creatures lay dead. However, you still hear the sounds of voices up ahead where the sound of fire comes from. And the voices seem to be getting more and more urgent.
Oh, I think they heard us.
Can we discern any sort of language from the voices, or is it too far off?
Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you listen, you can faintly make out parts of this conversation. Nothing to gain any substance, but they're speaking common.
Right.
They are speaking common. So
Do they sound human? Do they sound...
they sound humanoid.
Right. Well, at least they're of some level of intelligence. The fact that they can actually speak.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good? Maybe? Who knows? We'll find out.
The hard way, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay, Gun? There's I think there's a tooth still in your...
I'm just like, that worse, and just...
Uh,
I'll keep that. Put it in my pocket. Just like, rub some dirt in it.
Wait, you're probably worse off from the handprint on your back. I didn't realize that. I went to heal you and hit, and so I had to pull my hand off your back.
Yeah. Like.
What's that? Oh!
No, that's not the handprint you're smelling. That's just me. That's
Right.
just me.
Ronan looks like
I've
he's
cast
just got out.
prestidigitation just to...
Ronan looks like he's just got out of the pit of slime under New York in Ghostbusters 2.
why are you slimy?
I went in the water.
Why?
I was
Good.
worried there was something going to run way too close and overwhelm us, so I would have advantage, like, by surprising them. But no, they just stood there and wanted to bash on guns, so
You're
was
very
fine.
extra, aren't you?
exceptionally.
As you're saying this, you hear this long, dull come out from above, from in front of you.
That sounds really bad.
Hey,
Yeah,
that sounds like
30
that-
foot away.
Oh
That's the
god,
dinner
oh
bell.
god. Oh god, that's the whole... Is there a camp?
Maybe we should all jump in the water.
No.
I'm not going in there. I'm not.
It's not that bad.
I just stare at you blinking.
So bring the boat around.
Yeah, let's bring the pot.
I mean, I'll fight him. I don't mind fighting him.
I mean, as long as you.
That was a warm up. That was a good. That was
I'll
fun.
just stay far away.
You hear now, getting closer, what sounds like at least 6 distinct voices.
Can we do something?
6 might be a
Like,
problem.
quick?
We should. I don't do something. Hide, jump out, and surprise him something.
Straight back in the water.
I ready an
just-
Eldritch Blast.
Can I climb this tree?
You can, yes. Make an athletics check.
Let me check that score. Oh boy, that's not great. Are you sure it wouldn't be acrobatics?
No.
Flip wizard.
Oh, that's 17.
Okay.
That worked out.
Is
So
there?
you clamber.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as you clamber up the tree and you nestle yourself in the top.
Is there a tree or a large boulder I can hide behind?
I mean, there's plenty of trees around here. Yes, make a stealth check.
We're all
In
hiding.
fact, everyone make a stealth check.
Ooh, that's better. That's 20, not natural.
That's 23.
15.
I think I'm all
That's
right.
also a not natural 20.
Okay.
That is also a non-natural 20.
Oh shit.
Motherfuckers.
14 plus 6.
16 plus 4.
Okay, so
I was proud of my 15.
as you all leap into cover and up trees and such, you watch as steadily a group makes their way into the area around you. They begin checking the bodies of the fallen. And you see there are, in total, there's 10 upright figures and 4 hyenas. And the hyenas are on chain leashes being held by human figures. They're wearing like hooded mantles over ragged clothing, and you can see each of them has one of those amulets.
Quietly, I say to myself, I fucking knew it.
You know, on their you know, hung around their neck. They're all wielding, all of the humanoid figures, save for one, are wielding these curved, ridged blades with a hook, like a hook barb on the end. And as they skirt through, you see one of them stops near one of the bodies of the fallen creatures that you just attacked, and just kneels down next to it, and you see it begins unbuckling the armor, and as it does, it just bites down and begins tearing chunks out and eating chunks of this creature. And as it does, you see all along this human's body, fur begins sprouting, its muscles become larger, its neck elongates, its face pushes out into a snout, and before long there is another of these tall, furred creatures standing amongst them, and the others sort of look to them and nod. There's one of them is the one that not wielding the blade, doesn't have a hood, and you see, and they're not wearing much, little more than like a loincloth basically, but you can see that there are chunks missing out of them that have healed over, but there are obvious large bite chunks missing from this human's body all across. They're wearing a much larger version of that symbol around their neck, and it is behind that you can see where the symbol has actually been scarred into their chest. All of these humans are twitching and fidgeting like, like there's something very much wrong with them. And as they look around, one of them points to the direction of where Namari is, and the others nod. Begin converging slowly around where Namari is.
Can I
Running near
blast?
my tree.
'Cause I
Pardon?
had it ready. Can I blast? Because I had it ready.
You can blast one of them, yes. Who are you blasting?
The one that just turned.
Okay, go for it.
Ah, with a hex.
Make an attack roll.
Might be stupid, but That's a 22,
That does hit.
and that's a 11.
So, as this recently turned creature, not yet filled with the constitution of its brethren, is caught by this blast, you hear that sickening "Earth" from newly formed vocal cords as it slams to the ground and lies as still as its now ruined remains of its comrade. And as this happens, all of the creatures just around you. The leader of them all, the seeming leader, the one wearing nothing, just goes, "You would do best to not do that again."
You just ate him!
Is there any near my tree?
No, they're all far over to where the slide was.
That's not right.
You will make a fine one. Yes.
I'm.
Bring her.
Don't you dare come closer to me. I want to
And
intimidate
as he
it.
says that, okay, make an intimidation check. With disadvantage, as you're
yeah.
currently surrounded by 10 of them.
Yeah, that's a 2. 8.
Okay. So as you say that, they all just sort of...
Fuck, that
and
didn't work.
chains and manacles, rope, pieces of cloth are produced, and you are just bound in all manner of ways. Rope is tied around your mouth, and you can taste what tastes like a mixture of dirt, fecal matter, and blood is put around your face. You're manacled, you're chained up, and you begin to be dragged on your face away to where the people came from.
Which
And
is past my tree.
they're coming through the swamp. They're coming
Is
through,
there-
they come through the water.
Is their leader within 60 feet of me?
Yes.
I'd like to cast Dissonant Whispers on him.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's wisdom saving throw.
What's the components of Dissonant Whispers?
Verbal.
Verbal. Okay. All right. So a wisdom save, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to join this ambush as well after.
Okay.
I have an axe ready.
Okay. So that is going to be a 4 on the wisdom saving throw.
Okay,
Go.
that's 3d6 psychic damage.
Okay.
And he now has to run in terror away from me as far as he can.
Is it a frighten effect?
It says on a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far away as its speed allows from you.
Okay.
So that's going to be...
Okay.
9 points of psychic damage.
All right. So you see, as you can't be subtle with casting, unfortunately. So as you yell out these arcane incantation, the creature, the leader's head twitches, and you expect it to run, but it just turns towards you now. And you just hear, "I knew there would be more than one of them. Get him!" And instantly they all start moving towards you.
Is there any within 30 foot of me?
At this point, as they're moving towards Tristan, yes.
Okay, nice. I'm going to attack one with my sling.
Okay, I feel at this point we should roll initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Medium size, that's an sign.
Ooh.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Do I roll initiative? Being, kind
You
of.
do roll initiative, yeah. There's a chance that you'll be freed at some point during this fight.
Just gonna go ahead and have a little nap because I'm gonna be dead last.
Are you sure? Are you Yeah, me too.
Oh. Good
Wow.
job. We're
Although
so
it's
good
3
at
in total.
this.
It's 3 in total, so.
So,
Give me a moment. I'm just having to put more enemies on this battle map. And there's quite a few of them.
You don't have to though. I mean,
We'll
if
be
you just want to
fine.
put like one, that's fine.
I have a hunch this was supposed to be a talky thing.
Mm.
It's like
fine.
fucking kill it.
we can do some guerrilla warfare.
It
I'll get
ate
them to the
something.
trees.
That's not something I've ever seen before, so
I don't
Yeah.
negotiate with cultists.
never met cultists. Apparently, I
was
don't
so
negotiate
ready.
either.
I was so ready to jump on one from this tree.
I mean, I'm
You might still
I'm
be
not
able to do it.
not saying anything. Did you jump in the water, Gunnhild?
Nope. I ducked behind a tree.
Ronan did, I think.
I was in the water.
Okay. I'll put you behind a bush that's not the same bush that Namari was behind. The same
Okay.
tree that Namari was behind, because that doesn't make sense.
That's not a dwarf, that's a dwarf statue.
Okay, so here's what you're looking at.
Oh
sweet.
no!
Oh, for...
I did say.
Bad.
Yeah.
I did say.
You did.
Now I need to roll initiative for 4
That's not the
different-
tree I wanted to hide behind.
Which one you wanted to hide behind?
The one I
You
wanted
can-
to climb was the one that you put everyone around.
Well, in that case, then.
Mm.
Oh boy.
Hey guys, I feel like
We make the best choices.
we made a tiny error.
We did a stupid.
This is fine.
I should have gone with my other idea and used disguised self to pretend to be the leader of the cultists and use that confusion to do something.
Okay, then.
Oh no.
25 to 20?
23.
Hey, this is
21.
a really good one to get a natural one on.
Who got the 23?
Me.
Me,
Oh.
Wait, who got the 23?
Ronan, and Tilly.
Okay, you're both on an 18, right?
Yes.
I'm
Oh.
on a 19.
It doesn't matter, just modifier. Okay, roll a d20, whoever gets higher goes first.
Natural
5.
1.
1 on a 5.
Wow.
Okay,
This is gonna be fine.
that makes the most sense because you were the last one to call an action before we went to initiative. Anyone else at 25 to 20?
21.
21, okay. Ooh. Alright, 15 to 20. Well, that's good. That's good.
Oh, it's getting better.
Okay, that's that. Okay, 10 to 15. Oh boy, 5 to 10? Uh, 1 to 5. Wait, you got a 1. Do you not have a dexterity?
I
modifier?
do, but it was a natural one, so hang on.
Well-
Sorry, 4 then.
Okay. You
For
still
me,
had-
it's still 3. I rolled a natural one as well, so plus
Yeah.
2.
you still had your dex mod.
Yeah, I forgot that
Yeah.
temporarily.
Yeah.
Okay. So- okay. Well, it's fitting that you're going last, Namari, because you are bound and gagged currently.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
fine.
okay.
Things are fine.
All right. Well, first up is Tilly.
So, this is gonna be fine. It's gonna be absolutely fine.
I'm
This
sure.
guy here. Is my
Yes.
ping showing up? I can't see it on my screen.
I didn't
I
have.
can see it.
Are you talking about the one directly below you?
Above and right of me.
Okay. Yeah, that one.
Gonna jump on his shoulders from the top
Okay.
of this tree.
You are hidden currently. All right. Make an attack roll.
Uh,
I assume you're wanting to jump and like you've got advantage because you were hidden.
okay. Well, it was a natural 1, so
Yeah.
I have lucky anyway.
You have advantage. Anyway.
Uh,
So,
well, my
so
plan
hit-
wasn't to attack this guy. I just wanted to
Oh,
jump on this guy's
I
shoulders.
apologize. All right, then make an acrobatics check then instead.
Well, that was a 1, so I'm gonna be really lucky. That was a 1 again.
Okay, so as you go to leap onto this cultist's head, you step on a branch that snaps, and the cultist goes, "Huh?" Goes, dodges out of the way as this drop bear goes onto the ground and
I
lands.
mean, that was still a 9, technically.
That's not enough. As you starfish onto the ground next to.
Okay, so where am I now?
Hold on.
We're not going to survive the second
We're
session.
so
That's
funny.
a record.
New campaign, who dis?
8 points of damage.
How much?
8 points.
This is soft ground.
Sorry, actually, that's only 5 points. My bad.
Thought so.
Because like mud is a non-Newtonian liquid.
Anyway, so do I have any of my movement left?
No. No.
Drat.
You are. You can stand up.
Gaze ankles.
I'll give you that.
Okay, so I'm going to hold my breath, take a dash action, and get the fuck out of dodge. I'm going to
Okay.
bonus action dodge dash as well.
All
I
right.
disengage.
All right, disengage. I was going to say, so you don't take
That's the one.
3 attacks of opportunity.
Nope.
Okay, so you run and
out of here.
scramble into the water, spoosh.
That could have gone really well. That could have been very cool.
It
Actually,
didn't, though.
just-
It really didn't.
This leads us to Ronan.
And no movement whatsoever. I am holding my action, and I'm just staying underwater, like as low to the water as I can, as just completely still as I can.
Okay. So, the cult
In
leader.
fact, sorry, can I use my action? I know I forgot. My action just to hide.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. So make that roll.
Oh,
Actually,
that's
no,
gonna
you already
be-
count as hidden. You don't need to make the roll.
Oh,
You're
okay,
already hit.
perfect.
You haven't broken your hide yet, so you
Yeah.
don't need to roll.
Okay.
All right. Brings us to the seeming leader of the cult, the person missing chunks of their flesh, and as they turn to you, Tristan, they hold out a finger, this long bony finger towards you, and they are going to cast a spell.
I'm upset.
Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. You need to make a wisdom saving throw, thank you.
Wisdom.
Yes.
That'll be a 15.
15. All right. So you feel as this spellcaster tries to restrict your movement and hold you in place, and you realize this, and you hum the exact melody that you know gets you out of it. You're free once more. And it just snarls towards you, goes, "I will eat your flesh yet." Which brings us to you, Tristan.
At that, I'd like to tip my hat off, do a little bow, and cast Fairy Fire on as many of them as possible.
What's
It's
the
a
radius?
20-foot cube.
I mean, all of them.
Then let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. Now I have to make like
That's what you
14,
get.
15, 14 saving throws, and you need to make a saving throw, Namari.
I do. A disadvantage or anything because bound, isn't it? A dex?
What type of saving
thing?
throw?
Dex.
Dex.
You are currently restrained.
Do I automatically fail?
No, you have a disadvantage.
Cool.
All right.
That's a natural 20 and a 16.
Boom. As a bonus action, can I inspire her?
I mean, you got. She's sure.
18.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. Fuck it.
Okay, so that's one. What's your spell save DC?
15.
Okay, so that's 6 failures so far. So that's all of the cultists. Two, 3, and the gnolls as well. So the gnolls and the cultists are afflicted by your fairy fire.
What colour is
Okay.
it?
Violet,
Oh.
because obviously. And with my
Violet.
movement, I'm gonna bugger off all the way down here.
All right, so that brings us to the gnolls, which goes streaking after you, Tilly. How can I get that? This one moves its gracious amount of movement towards you, Tristan. So this one's going to fire its longbow at you, Tristan. That's got for a 17 to hit.
That hits.
All right, and of damage. Where are all my dice going? Are you guys stealing them? That's 10 points of piercing damage. Sorry, 9 points of piercing damage. As the creature just raises its bow and strikes into you as you're running away, and you feel it lurch against your back, and that familiar, like, warm feeling trickles down.
Concentration check.
Yes.
It's a natural 17. It's a Constitution, right?
Yeah.
So that'd be a 19.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. And then this null's going to strike against you, Tilly.
I am underwater for what it's worth.
I know it has disadvantage. Don't you worry. So that's a natural 1. And the other null's going to fire its bow at you. And that's a natural 3. So as this arrow sinks past you and the sword sweeps above your head, you're like, "Wah!" in the water, just drifting around. That's the end of their go, and it is now the cultist go. So this one is going to move to there. They drop the chains holding onto their hyenas. This one's going to dash towards you, Tristan. This one's also going to dash towards you. This one is staying there, holding on to Namari. So you get 2 make attacks against you, Tilly. And that's a natural 1, a natural... wait, that one might actually do something.
Please no. I've been through enough today.
That's an 11.
Yeah.
So everything misses you. As you just they're swinging at the water with their blades, and you're just too far below the surface, and the refraction in the water makes it seem like you're closer than you are. And that will end their go, and now is the hyenas' go. And 2 of the hyenas actually start trying to bite at you, Namari. One of them heads up here, and one of them is going to go over here. So against you, Namari, you are restrained, so attacks have advantage.
Yay!
And that's a natural 1 and a natural 20, so I'll take the natural 20.
Yeah.
So that is... oh, the wrong dice, apparently. Killed these things too quickly in the last encounter, but didn't even get to use their attacks. That's 10 points of damage.
It takes 5 points of cold damage because I still have armor of Agathis.
As it bites down on you, you instinctively squirm at the pain, and as you do, you realise you've just shattered this creature's head off. It's like bit down on you, and the frost coats its muzzle, and it's go, and just the front of its face is just shattered. The inside is sort of...
Through the gag, I'm going, oh, that's right!
The cultist just slams you, shut you up.
Oh.
Which brings us to Gunnhild.
Am I still restricted? Like,
I'm making...
with those shitty arrows?
No, you pulled it out at this point.
Cool. So I can still only move 10 feet though because of the shitty swamp.
But you're not raging currently.
Let's do it. I rolled a natural 20 on the Hex save, just saying.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Is this guy here in the middle of the water an archery dude?
Yes, you see all of these tall creatures, the hyena-like ones, have bows. They have long bows.
He's getting a hand axe to his face. I'm just going to throw it at him.
Okay.
And I'm also going to rage because I can feel like the pain train is on its way.
Okay.
Natural 20!
Yeah.
I don't get a thing though for that, which is the...
2d6 plus.
Okay. 7 plus 4, 11 slashing damage.
11. So you strike this creature in the side with this axe. It just crunches into it, and you just hear it yelp as it doesn't realize that you were there. Oh wait, you had advantage on that. It doesn't matter, but you had advantage on that. You were hidden.
Oh, I had fairy fire as well.
Yes, it's a double advantage. It just slams into the side of this knoll and is sticking out now from this creature.
Okay, and then I want to move towards Tristan because he looks like he's going to be in a lot of trouble very soon.
you can throw another hand axe with your bonus action. if you'd
Oh
like.
shit, I can. Okay, I want to kill that guy, so I'm going to throw another one at him.
Okay.
17. No, hang on. That's above 20 though. It's
You have
23.
advantage.
Oh, 27. No, 25.
Okay.
I can add.
Definitely hits. Definitely hits.
8.
Okay. The creature's still standing, but it now has 2 hand axes in it.
I shout,
So,
just
wait,
fucking die.
hold
and
on.
then-
Did you add your ability modifier to that?
Yes. No,
You
so
don't
I
add it
shouldn't.
to weapon attack.
So it's 4.
So it's 4. Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So that ends. Your go, Namari. It's your go.
I'm going to bite down on the gag and invoke Fey Presence. And we'll try to have the creatures around me frightened.
Okay. So you're going full Galadriel.
Yes.
Okay. So it's intimidation, right? Is it a saving
No,
throw or anything?
It's a saving throw, I think. Hold on.
Right, it's
Wisdom save.
Okay, wisdom save to everyone within how far?
10-foot cube. Hold on. I think it's originating from me, but I'm not
Yes, I believe it is.
sure.
So you'd get
Yeah.
2 hyenas, the cultist who's currently holding on to you, and the leader.
Aye.
So the 2 hyenas first. Wow. Wow. What
Good
is
wow,
it?
bad wow? For who?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save, yes.
And
Against
what's
14.
your DC? So that's a 16 and a 19.
Fuck's sake.
So to the hyenas. So, and then the cultist who's holding on to you currently, that's an 18. And to the leader, natural 20. So as your hair begins to fold outwards and you begin to sort of levitate slightly off the ground, this strange presence emanating from you, all the cultists around you just give you a look as if they've seen worse. Just brings us to the top of the round again to Tilly.
So I'm kind of in a bad spot, just generally.
Yes.
So I have disadvantage hitting people in the water, I'm guessing, because they had disadvantage hitting me.
No, it's because you were
Well-
under the water. So if you reach
Okay.
out, of
And
the
aren't
water,
they didn't they out in Fairy Fire?
They're also fairy fired.
yes, all 3 of the humanoid ones are verified. The hyena is not.
So I'm at advantage to hit them.
So hit the 3 that are in a line. Yeah.
Okay. And how difficult would it be to leap on top of this hyena man?
This hyena man is like 6 foot tall.
Probably very difficult. Okay.
From a standing jump, probably not that difficult. From the water, pretty difficult.
Okay, cool. Well, I will disengage past him then, and then do it from the land.
Okay. So you swim underneath this creature.
Damn right I do.
Wait, you can pass. No, you're a halfling. You can pass through creatures like that anyway.
Yeah, but I need to disengage so that dog doesn't bite me. Actually, he'd be at disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Okay, I won't bother with the disengage then.
Just stick a dagger up and pretend it's like a dorsal fin.
Does 6 hit you?
No, it does not. That's
Just this
weird.
creature bites the water. You just swim underneath.
Okay, so acrobatics roll to leap on top of this hyena man then.
Yep.
That is a 14.
Yeah. So as
Nice.
you clamber up onto the back of this creature, you're now on its back and it's like, hey, trying to grab at you, but you're like dodging out the way.
So, dagger's out.
Yep.
I will make an attack at the human man on the left
Okay.
with the first dagger, which is at advantage because he's very fired.
Yes. Sneak attack on that as well.
So the best of us was a 21.
That does hit, yeah.
Okay, so it's a sneak attack, right?
Yes. So add your additional d6.
So that is in total 11 piercing damage.
So as you reach out with your dagger, you just slam this guy, like with all of the finesse of a tavern brawler, in the middle of the face with this dagger. Just, poosh, and you feel the nose break underneath, and then you feel your dagger hit something squelchy. And as you pull back, the man just crumples next to you onto the ground.
And then I think I'll do the same to the guy on the other side as well.
Okay, your advantage on this as well,
While I'm around.
but not a sneak attack on this.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was a 12 or a natural 1, so I think I'll take the 12.
12 plus anything?
No.
That is their armor class.
Thank God. There was a 6 on the dice.
Alright.
And that is 4 piercing damage.
Suppose you catch this one on the side of the shoulder and goes, looks over to the knoll. And is just very confused for a moment, then sees you on top of it.
Told you it'd be fine.
Okay. That brings us to Ronan.
I actually had a held action for the end of turn, but I didn't want to interrupt. Tilly, once everyone started talking there, do I still, or will I just... Okay, I'm just going to make an attack against the leader guy. Just pop up and fire.
Yeah.
And it's an advantage because of fairy fire, yeah?
No,
Did he succeed?
The cultist leader succeeded, yes.
That's an 18 against his armor class.
Okay, that will hit. Loincloths aren't known for their protective qualities.
That's true. Don't tell Conan the Barbarian universe, though. That's I rolled the lowest on the die, it's a 1, but it's a +4, so 5 damage against them.
5 damage, okay.
And then for my action this turn, I want to climb onto, out of the water there for 10 feet of movement.
Okay.
And then 15, 20, 25, 30. I want a bonus action, swap my hunter's mark over onto the loincloth man again.
Yep.
And I want to make another attack against him.
Okay, go for it.
And that's an 18 plus 8, 26.
Right, yeah, that definitely hits.
And that is...
By the way, you still count as hidden for this strike, because for the last one, you were skulking.
I still hit him though, so attacks that you miss don't ruin your position.
Gotcha. So
attacks that you do, so that's 7. 7 plus 6 plus 4. Someone help me. 17.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Exact HP. So as you rise from the water like a revenant, just this one arrow strikes true, and as the creature's attention is the cultist's attention is focused on Tristan, it turns just in time as it's finished casting the spell, because of how quickly this is happening. Your arrow just into its throat, and in its last death throes begins biting and trying to eat your arrow as it falls to the ground.
These guys are weird.
All right. Yeah, that went well. Well, they're dead. They're very dead. Tristan, you're up to boys.
I do. Were they hit by fairy fire?
They were, yes.
They were. Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out my short sword and take a swing.
Oh God. Okay. At this point, only the hyenas weren't affected by the fairy fire.
Right. Okay. That will be a 17 to hit.
That does hit, yeah.
It's going to be 1d6. So that's going to be 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. And as a bonus action, I'd like to inspire Gun. But it would probably sound more like a desperate plea for help, admittedly.
Just as I say, "Oh God, please help! Please, you're so great. Help me!"
Yeah.
You feel oddly inspired. All right. So after that, it is now the creatures, the humanoid creatures' turn. So that one's moving there. So the one that's not got you on its back, Tilly, pulls out its along like a what looks to be an axe, though it's a sharp piece of metal on a stick, so not much. And it just swings it at you. That's going to be a 10 to hit.
No.
And just crunches into the back of the one that you're riding on. You just dodge
Just
out
as
the way.
planned.
Hits the spinal cord of this creature.
All according to Kikaku.
It was all planned.
Dealing. Oh my god. Dealing 12 points of damage to this creature. And is it just, it snarls and reaches back again for another strike.
Hey.
Oh, this is the best.
More of those would be nice.
The dice are on our side at least.
I'm making up for doing nothing in the
Ish.
first fight.
No, Lydia, God and anime are on our side.
And does enough damage. But
Why would
this
anime be on my side? Your
cling-
side.
At this point, you're clinging onto the creature by just a tuft of hair, and it's, the second strike just brings down again into the spinal cord of this creature. And for a second, you see the spinal cord as it is torn to pieces by this axe, as the creature you're riding on just falls flat. And the creature on top of you is just like, but
Can I, as a reaction, try and jump onto the one that just killed it?
because the one that you were riding on, as you fall off of it, as it tumbles to the ground, the head twists round in rigor mortis and tries to bite you.
Damn.
What is that shit? That's
16.
Fuck yes, that hits me.
Oh boy.
Rip,
Don't like
Tilly.
this.
That
It's all
is
going so well.
8 points of damage.
Ah, shit. That's not good. That's rough.
As it bites onto you, you're just held in this like dead creature's jaws. And then this one, Tristan's going to strike at you with the same sort of axe thing.
It would be lovely if it couldn't.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid that's like a lot. It's like a 22.
Then, yeah, it will hit me.
Or 6 points of damage.
Ooh, I'm not dead. That's nice.
And takes a second strike.
I might be.
That's a 12.
To hit? No.
Oh, so as the first one strikes down at you, you go, ah! And as you like hold yourself out of the way, the second axe comes down where you were stood a moment before, splintering the wood underneath you. Cool. Which leads us to the spooky people's turn. So that one is dead. So,
Am I back in the water now?
you're like on the shoreline. All right, so Tristan, 2 of them make strikes against you.
very surrounded there.
There's a 6, sorry, a 7 and a 20 to hit.
Oh, yeah, the 20 hits.
Yeah. Ooh, max damage.
Oh, if it's more than 3, I'm down.
That's 7 points of damage as this
Fuck.
Down.
ragged blade cuts into you, ripping your outfit
Oh
How
no,
dare
your
you.
outfit.
and your flesh.
Oh, well,
But the
That's
outfit.
important.
that grows back.
So,
So long as I'm alive.
all right. The other one now is going to try and bite you.
What a dick, he's down.
It automatically succeeds. You fail a death saving throw as it bites you. The
boy.
person with the normal person teeth just bites you very
that's
sharply.
my trick.
Rude.
It's like feasting style. And
I'm
one
starting
was
to get the feeling these aren't dinner party folk.
one was going to strike at you, Tilly. That's a 11.
Okay, thank God.
And against you, Ronan. That's a 9.
That's a miss.
So as both of them go to strike at you and at you both, you dodge to the side, and that will bring us to the hyenas.
Oh, please God be with me right now.
That so this hyena is going to strike at you, Tilly. That's a 17 to hit.
Ah, okay, so I'm dead, right? Because there's 3 of them there, and I have 3 death saving throws.
There's 3 of them, but they're not all attacking now. You've got time. That's 1 point of damage.
Okay, thank God. I live.
No joke, that was it. They only do a d6 damage, no pluses. I rolled a 1.
Good job.
Alright, and the one striking you, running?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a 7.
That'll be a no. It's a no from me, dog.
That's a no from me. Alright, and that will bring us to Gunnhild.
Okay. Okay, so seeing Tristan go down like a sack of shit, I'm just gonna big axe out and like, and run with my 10 feet and then hit this fucker.
Okay, yeah, the one that's got 2 of your axes in it.
Yes,
probably.
I want those back. I point at him and go, I want those back. And
Okay.
then with my big axe, that is a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay, so that's a 15 slashing damage.
15 slashing damage. So as you just go, you jump off a tree stump and just into this creature, just carving an arm off of it. And as it clutches at it, it just falls to the ground now. The 2 cultists look up from where they're dining on Tristan and just obvious that there is a threat there now. You see one of them has got gore dripping from his face. Pretty sure that's part of Tristan's leg now.
Oh.
I just turn to like
Rude.
challenge them to try and draw them off Tristan.
Okay, which brings us to Namari.
Can I try and somehow spit out the gag?
Try and get out of these bonds if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'd like to do.
Make a sleight of hand check with intelligence instead of dexterity.
Okay. That's that doesn't matter actually. Actually, it's worse.
Oh no!
That's 14.
14. So as you try, you get some of the bonds off, and you have like a hand free.
Mhm.
But that's as much as you can do in this time frame. You can't reach back and get the gag off at this point.
Okay.
So, but the cultist does notice you have a hand free.
Yay. I don't think that's a good thing.
Flip the
Brings us
bird,
to-
flip the bird.
Turn around. Brings us
I
to
can't.
Lydia.
No.
Oh boy.
That was your action to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to disengage past this guy into the water,
Okay.
where I feel safe despite how disgusting it is.
And
And then I will try and stab him like very hard.
ankles.
Do I get the fairy fire here still?
Yes. Yeah.
No, I'm down.
Oh, I should
Oh,
have had
you're down.
advantage.
Shit.
Oh shit, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
well, that's an 18 still.
Okay, that hits. Yeah. Is it concentration fairy fire?
Yep.
Ah.
That's 6 piercing damage.
So you stab it with the blade. This cultist in front of you, you just stab it and run it up the leg, and the sheer force of this pain of it just having its shin and calf opened up just causes his brain to just go and just dead in front of you.
I'm gonna get deep in that water.
Okay, you've got a bonus action.
I use it to disengage.
Okay, gotcha. Right, that brings us to Ronan. You have a doggo and a creepy guy.
Yeah, but there's also 2 creepy guys and a stand-up doggo down here by gun.
Stand-up doggo's dead.
Yeah, stand-up doggo is dead.
Oh, okay, well that's just 2 creepy guys. That's whatever.
One creepy guy looks very wounded as well.
I'll move my hunter's mark to the one beside Namari,
Okay.
and I will make a bow attack against it.
All right, you will be at disadvantage here.
Sure. Well, that was a 14, and that one's an 8, and both have +8, so
Yeah.
16 lowest.
Yes. Yes, you hit the armor class of 10.
And I hit him for 5 in the damage dice, 6 in the hunter's mark dice, and +4, so 15.
So as this creature goes to raise its hand up to effectively chop Namari's arm off on his coming turn, you just and the arrow sticks out the front where his heart would be, and it just goes and lands on you, Namari, and push him off with your one free arm.
My bad!
And that will
Four.
end your go.
Yep.
Mama.
Which brings us to Tristan. Make a death saving throw.
No. Okay. Oh, that was so close to a natural 20, but it was an 8.
So you
Dude.
fail a death saving throw.
Fucking, you stop that.
Right now.
You stop
You're
that.
on-
This is the second session. You are not
You're on-
allowed to die.
Yep.
You're on 2 fails currently.
Fuck, dude.
So this creature is going to charge after you, Tilly.
Of course.
You made it kill his friend. That's a 7 to hit.
Oh, no. Thank God.
Splooshes in the ground. And that's the only one of the creatures left, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so now it is the cultist go, and this one steps around, and this one steps on top of Tristan's corpse, and they're both going to strike at you, Gunnhild.
Calling
Do it,
that
do it.
yet?
That's a natural 1
Nope.
and a 20, not natural.
Yeah.
That is 7 points of slashing damage.
I am raging.
Yes, you are.
So let's reduce that, shall we? A whole bunch.
Yes. Approximately by 50%.
Approximately exactly by.
All right, and this one of them is going to strike at you, Ronan.
Yep.
That is going to be a 14 to hit.
Nope, that doesn't hit.
So you push the blade to the side as it's just really unpracticed swing at you. You just push the arm to the side as it lunges. And then now it is hyenas. This one comes at you. And one's going to bite at you, Namari. That's a 4 and a 5, so that's a miss. One of them bites at you, Ron. That's a 5.
That's a miss.
Okay, good.
One of them bites at you, Tim. 9.
I'm safe.
Oh, higher than an 8 for all of those attacks.
This is too close, guys. I can't take this.
It's not good.
This is...
Gunnhild, it's your go.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Which one's the weakest looking one? The most injured one?
The one stood on top of Tristan.
I'm going to bisect him.
Just as a thing, you can make a medicine check on someone to stabilize them.
Oh, true.
Just as an aside, 'cause it's a little known and used rule.
Okay, I guess I'll try and stop Tristan from dying.
Just saying,
Do it and stop sounding disappointed.
that's a medicine check.
My medicine's -2, but luckily for you, I rolled an 18, so that's 16.
DC is 15, you are stabilized. You do not need to
Yay.
have that saving throw, however, you are not alive. That is, however, your action.
Can I use my bonus action to headbutt someone?
No.
Oh.
You're not me.
I'll
All
just
right.
shout that I was thinking about headbutting him, but I thought saving my friend would be a more useful use of my time.
Right. When I eventually wake up, is it going to be like Gimli in the second Lord of the Rings film with the warg on top of him? It's like, whoa.
All right. All right, Namari, it's your go, and I'd imagine the first thing you do is pull that gag off.
I am. Yes.
Okay.
Is that
you've
all
got,
I can do?
You've got one arm. No, it's just
Okay.
it's tiny, a tiny knot. You know.
I'm shocking grasping that fucking hyena in front of me.
You go for that.
That is a natural 20.
Ah!
So that's 2d6 damage.
No, 8d8 to cut.
Oh, it is a d8, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking of Pathfinder, or is that a d4? I can't remember.
That is 10 damage.
So as you pull the gag off, you incant the spell and just reach over, grab this hyena by the muzzle, and just fry it. You smell ozone. You see the Lichtenberg scales flare and then burst into flame on the creature. And as you just let go, the creature falls to the ground. And you're still bound apart from one arm.
That is disgusting.
All right. And that will end your go, which brings us to the top, which is Tilly.
Oh boy.
Tilly's fight for survival up here
It
in the top.
continues.
And the funny thing is, most people don't see any of this as happening because Tilly's under the water.
There's just more and more bodies floating to the top.
People splashing around, people hacking at the water, and every now and again something dies.
If I disengage between this guy's legs, would I be able to take him by surprise? Yeah?
It would be
Yeah.
quite surprising, though.
It would be surprising, but it's not as surprising.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will let go of my daggers and draw my short sword because I need that damage.
Okay, the daggers, this water is so thick, the daggers don't really sink that much. They just sort of stick.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try and hit him with this short sword.
Okay.
That's gonna be a natural 20.
Hey.
When it's needed.
Yeah. So that is 6 on the first die, 3 on the second, so that's 9 plus 4, so that's 13 damage.
And is this against the upright creature?
Yes.
How much was that?
13 total.
I don't know where it took that damage from, but it took just enough damage that killed it.
Yay!
So as this creature plunges its head into the water to try and find you, it finds a short sword in its head.
Fate is with me today.
Alright, I will end your go.
Still have a bonus action.
Bonus action B, drop your daggers.
Did. You let me punch things before.
Yeah, you can punch something now.
I'm gonna punch this stupid dog on its muzzle.
Alright.
That's not quite as good. That's a 14.
Hits.
Okay.
What's your
Well,
strength modifier?
Oh shit, no, that's correct. That was only a 9.
What? To hit?
Yeah, I added my dex, not strength.
Hits.
Okay. That's a 4. 4 bludgeoning damage.
4 damage.
Yes.
So as you crunch this creature in the face, it looks really wounded from this. This real hurt. And that'll end your go and bring
That
us
was a good turn.
to Ronan.
Adjust Hunter's Mark onto the doggo boy
Oh.
up north with who just got punched clean in the head.
Alright, yeah. Well, that's not Doggo Boy, that's just Doggo.
Oh, well, yeah, on the doggo. And that's going to be 13 plus 8.
That hits, yes.
And that's 2, 6, and 4.
Yeah, that dies.
12 damage.
That dies. Yep, it's got 5 health. It already lost 4 health. It's very dead. So it's this arrow just... So Tilly, as you're like wrestling with this creature at this point, it's like you're trying to hold its jaws open, it goes... and just flashes to the ground, and you're like... Ha! Right. Because you didn't see the arrow or anything. You just saw this creature just flap to the side.
I can make assumptions.
Which brings us to Tristan. End of your go. It's Noel's go.
Oh yeah,
Where'd he go?
because I've been stabilized.
Cultist go. Alright. 2 of them are going to swing at you, Gunnhild.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
That's going to be a 16 and a 17.
Yeah, they both hit, but I don't care.
Do you bleed? You will. Alright. In total, that is going to be 10 points of slashing damage from the both of them. You bleed?
Yeah, but I don't give a shit.
Alright, which brings us to the single remaining hyena. Who's going to strike at you, Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
That's a natural 20.
That'll hit.
That's going to be 7 points of damage.
Alright.
As it just bites down on your leg, and as it clamps down, you go to move, but it just bites harder. You just feel your kneecap pop slightly.
Ooh.
It happens, though.
Yeah.
Gonna need someone to help me put that back into place.
Brings us to Gunnhild. It's fine. You've got adventurer's armor. Means you heal everything overnight.
True.
Gunnhild.
I'm gonna swing for the super wounded one.
Okay.
With my big axe.
Yes.
That's 25 to hit.
That hits.
That's 10 plus 4 plus 2, 16.
16. That's double its HP.
I want to bisect him, as I mentioned earlier.
Well, double its max HP. In half, the creature to the sides.
After I do that, I put my axe at the other and go next.
Okay.
I'm still mad.
Brings us to Namari.
I'm going to try and Eldritch Blast. Move the hex as well. That guy.
Which one?
Oh, next to it doesn't matter because it rolled a 1.
Oh no.
Streaks off. Okay, which brings us to the top of the round again, which brings us to Tilly, who's got like so many kills this one.
Gonna start by like dragging myself out of the water.
Yeah.
I think that might be a good start.
Okay.
Then.
What's your HP?
I have 1 health. If anything had hit me since like that last dog bite, I would have been fucked.
I believe I rolled a 1 on that. Okay.
Yeah, that was like life saving.
I guess.
I guess I could dash and then dash some more. So like, over here. Up next to Namari.
Oh, hi. You're alive. That's
Tilly
good.
Tilly
Just
runs
about.
up to you, drenched in this water, bleeding from multiple wounds on death's door. Like, you know, I got the real corpse eyes going on. It's just.
Almost alive. Barely alive. Good enough.
All right, which brings us to Ronan.
Swap Hunter's Mark onto this guy. And the longbow goes down and the short sword comes out.
Yep.
And that's a 16 and it's plus...
Yeah, it hits.
Okay, it's only plus 6 instead of 8. And short sword is...
D6 plus dex.
D6, okay, so... Let's see, 5, 1, and 4. 10.
Yeah. As you bring the sword down, you just grab this guy by the shoulder. After you'd push the blade to the side, you pull your short sword out and just into its gut. Just twist. As you pull it out, it is down.
Nice.
All right. That will end your go.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us to Tristan. End your go. Brings us to the remaining cultist, who looks around now, realizes at this point, beyond the madness, how many of its friends are dead, and tries to run away from you without disengaging.
Oh, an idiot. I'm gonna hit him.
Because they're mad.
16 plus 6.
Yeah, that hits.
I get my rage bonus for this as well, don't I?
Yeah.
12 damage.
So as it runs away, you just bring your blade down underneath and carve the legs off this creature, and the torso just flips forward. Just you hear the
can you
head
skim a bit like a stone?
wait for it. You hear the head crunch into this heavy liquid, and then it flips down and sinks.
Yeah.
Sexy.
All right, and that'll be the last cultist, which means it's the final hyena's turn, who also tries to run away, but has the sense to disengage because the animal isn't mad; it's just an animal. All right, which brings us to you, Gunnhild.
Okay. Well, that dog is so far out of my range that I'm just gonna be like,
Okay.
and just sit next to Tristan and put my hand on his unconscious head.
All right, Namari.
I'm gonna blast the hyena.
Yeah.
That is 17
Yeah, that hits.
with Hex.
It's like a cocoon with a hand.
No, you don't. That's 12, 15.
Points of damage.
Mm-hmm. With Hex?
Oh, with Hex. Yeah, it dies.
Wow.
That went well. And then I
It's the last
turn
of the
around and look.
Go ahead.
Then I turn around and see Tristan and I'm like,
So, as you look around all of the dead bodies around you here, that was quite a battle.
I can't believe.
I am currently looking like I'm at a third of my strength. Exactly.
I'm okay, actually.
I'm at around like 117, you could say. I think that would be.
You can say
Accurate.
your hit points, guys.
Guys, I hurt my knee!
I've got like shit sticking out of me, pieces missing. I'm like, oh, your knee, yeah.
Ah!
It's like old man Ronan's like, oh. Tristan
They're just-
gurgles slightly.
I was gonna say, just it's like groan.
I'll roll him over so he isn't face down in the mud if he was.
Oh no, wait. He died very He fell unconscious very melodramatically, facing upwards, like oh.
I just get a bit of mud and go down his face.
Can someone heal him?
I'm gonna go take.
I
gotta go
can
sit
slap
down
him
by this
away
tree.
if that works. Let's just prop him up. He'll come around soon.
So, after a short amount of time, actually, while that's happening, is there anything anybody wants to do with these bodies?
I want to get my axes back.
Obviously, yeah. I assume you collect all your weapons up and everything.
I want to just have a look at them, see who they were.
Yeah, it just seems to be there's nothing central to them. Like, nothing defining to each of them. They're all just a varying group of people. You know, some feminine form, some masculine form. The leader, they are male, or at least male form of body. As you see, they've got many like big scars where they're missing huge chunks of flesh, and you can see around the scar marks are bite marks. They, aside from that, look very like a power lifter. You know, they look like they've eaten a lot, but they also look pretty strong. But the problem is they're missing most of their muscle in a lot of places. They've also cut their lips off so you can see the teeth bared at all times.
Oh, Jesus.
And they
This
have
is so wrong. This is, I mean,
center.
for a second I felt bad for attacking. I really don't. That's weird. That's fucked. That's wrong.
They all have
that's
those
wrong.
necklaces, right?
They all have the necklaces. Apart from the leader, the one that you presume was the leader, has a larger one, but also has it scarred into their torso. While looking at the leader as well, you find in the loincloth, tucked in there, just like hanging off it like a keychain, is a key, a heavy iron key.
Do I also, while I go, that's wrong, pat him down for money?
He's wearing a loincloth.
Alright, never mind.
The bulge is not a coin purse.
A key, though,
That's missing.
Oh.
Cool.
I mean, how is it? Old-fashioned, sort of, just key?
What, the key? It's a ye olde fantasy key. It looks like a key.
Guys, I found a key.
I don't give a shit right now.
I mean, I know that's not priority, but we have a key.
So, as you look around all of the different corpses, in total, you find there are a number of arrows, but there's the wicked blades that each of the cultists were carrying. There is the heavy like axe style things that these hyena creatures were carrying, and between them all, you find in total there are 27 gold pieces, and there's a small bronze circlet that looks like the sort of thing that a piece of jewelry for a child. It looks very well crafted, though.
Is it Tilly sized?
It's a little too small for Tilly.
Oh.
Sort of thing that you'd get like a toddler. You know.
A tiara for a toddler.
Yeah, a toddler with a tiara on. Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't we hear like a war horn or something go off?
Yes, one of the hyena creatures does have a war horn.
Okay, I should have grabbed that.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a long, like, carved piece of wood that's been hollowed out.
While we're doing this, can we take a short rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to. That's the only way for Tristan to wake up. So.
I start getting out some bandages and stuff. So I need a minute.
Okay, so you'll take a short rest. Take a moment to heal up all your hit die.
Oh boy. Gotta go ahead and use all of those.
Yep, that's just.
I'm
burn
assuming
those.
that if it takes a short rest for me to wake up,
No,
that I
you can't-
can't do the Song of Rest as well.
No, you can't do the sign of rest, but you can, gain your hit die up.
I get my spells back.
Ooh, that could have been worse.
That was very good on my hit dice. I am back to full. I'm probably like very covered in bandages.
Just plasters.
Like the mummy.
What is this, PUBG?
Yeah, he just busts out like 6 Red Bulls and it's like, I feel better now.
I've got like a bottle of spirits in my bag that I think at this point I've mostly just used for cleaning injuries.
Okay. Alright, so Tristan, you wake up, you've got mud all over you, you feel like a very sore wound in your leg. But you're awake, you're alive.
Oh yeah,
And you were surrounded, by the way, by dead bodies.
I feel like I'd probably sort of wake up slowly, look around before moving, and choose not to move until I see a friendly face. Just kind of remain there for a little while.
Morning,
Can I-
sunshine.
And then do the sort of like Dracula sit-up. It's like, that was lovely. Can we do that again? Never, please.
I mean, the good news is your leg is still attached. Because we weren't quite sure.
That's the main takeaway from all of this, is I still have a leg.
Oh, look, you can see the bone.
Thanks for that. I really want to be able to see my insides on the outside. It's why I got up this morning.
This is fucked. This is all fucked. What am I doing here?
Yeah. Can we not do that again, please? That
Can
would
I
be
fish
great.
my daggers back out?
Yeah, I assumed you'd collected them up in the time. Yeah.
We were not prepared.
I'm sorry, I panicked.
No, I
'Cause
mean to
it
come
was-
in here in general.
Well,
We were not
yeah.
prepared.
yeah.
It worked out.
Yeah, that's alright in the end, right?
I've used my water skin to like clean everyone's wounds with clean water as well. None of that
Speaking
fester and
of
bullshit.
cleaning, speaking of cleaning, like that mud that's on my face is now prestidigitated off of my face.
Getting worked on by
like
the
purple
swamp
component.
monster. The swamp monster is cleaning your wounds, and you're like, "Oh, there's dirt in my face."
You look very comfortable like this, Ronan. It's also wrong in many ways, but you look like you're in your element.
It just smells once you get past that. It's perfectly.
No,
good
it does. We
camouflage.
can all smell it. We know. Trust us, we know.
It's pretty awful.
You smell like
Yeah.
something I bit this morning.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you did that, didn't you?
Does that say more about me or
Yes,
you,
yeah.
though? I don't know if that was what you wanted to bring up there, Gun, to be honest.
Speaking of the smell as well, can I like take like 2 pieces of cloth that is obviously torn from my clothes and like cast a better spell on them with prestidigitation and then put them in my nose?
I mean, you can just walk along casting prestidigitation on your nose, making it smell nice.
Yeah, but like I don't have to concentrate on doing that. I just every hour replace it.
Yeah,
Ew.
you smell something nice.
Yeah, just
Gingerbread.
not whatever this is.
It's like rose perfume.
Anyway, shall we see, sort out these guys' camp or what? Like, they were camping somewhere.
There was
have
there
a
was
thing.
that
Oh,
horn,
right.
wasn't it?
I've
We
got it.
should be careful not, because if there's any more.
I don't want to deter from being in here that much longer, but did you guys watch as a human, like, ate one and turned into another? I
Yeah,
don't want
that's-
to leave the bodies around.
That was kind of, where.
Trying to
Yeah.
blank that out right now.
And
Also-
speaking of that, is that what happened? Because I don't remember missing that chunk when I was awake.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
I get nommed on?
Hey, so here's the thing.
You look
You-
very tasty.
You had like a little
Thank
nap.
you. I mean, I have been told I'm quite handsome, but I wouldn't think being actually eaten.
Yeah, you wouldn't
is-
want to be hands off.
So that's what now? 3 out of the 5 of us who's been bitten today. That's bonding, group bonding activity. It's fun.
I mean, speaking of bonding, though, they didn't kill me.
Yeah. They said you would make a nice one or a good one or something along those lines. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
I mean, I'm flattered,
Yeah.
but also ew.
Well, I
have a
assumed they were going
feeling-
to take you back to wherever that key goes to.
Maybe we should have just. Sorry, Namari. Maybe we should just let them take you, see where they took you, and what they were gonna do. That would have been fun.
I don't think
for
it would have.
us.
I am personally
Well,
against
not
that
me.
idea.
Me too, thank you.
However, that idea wouldn't have almost killed me. But I am still against it. But I see its merit. But I'm still against it.
Just throwing things out there, just
Yeah, no,
workshopping.
I'm not taking any of this personally, you fuckers. But yeah. Let's
But-
go to the camp.
Yeah,
This
here's
is-
my thing, because it's going to be dark soon. This place looks like it's shit for camping.
Mm.
A taste of shit.
If they have a
you don't
camp,
need
we
to know that.
can hold it for the night at least. Assuming it's not crammed full more of them. If it is, then that's a very bad time.
Ronan, could you... I mean, you're already filthy as fuck, sorry, but you maybe scout that out? Because I don't... I mean, I was not very...
Yeah, absolutely. No problem.
I'm also disgusting at this point, so I will probably come along.
The
Yeah.
swamp things will go investigate.
I mean,
Okay.
if you
Thing
want
one
to,
and thing two.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to
Right.
take that horn as well, so in case you do get caught.
Did we find a horn
you can
on
tell
the
us.
people, or was
Yes. No,
that's-
I've got the horn. I just kind of assumed it was like the thing, so I was going to say around my neck, but if it's not, then I've got the horn.
No, it doesn't have like a holder. It looks like it was just shoved in the belt.
It's going to have a holder once I get back to town.
that... Go for it, Boromir.
Yeah, I've got the horn of Gondor. We'll be fine.
It's not made of bone though. So, all right.
Okay.
So both of you then I'd like you to make a stealth check.
I actually
And you.
wouldn't be opposed to approaching by water as well. Just
You can drag that boat along
that's
behind
a natural 20
Oh,
on
shit.
stealth.
As
Okay.
Ronan slithers into the water, I lean down to Gunn and go, he's liking that a bit too much, I'm worried.
That's a 9 from me. Sorry about that.
Okay. So as you make your way forward, it's about 100 feet until you come across where it seems that this warband that just attacked you originated from. The camp consists of 5 huts with an area in the center where rocks have been built up to provide a platform where a heavy smoke bonfire roars. The huts are on stilts, and the one at the back is larger than the other 4 and has a ring of wood decking surrounding it. You see near the bonfire there are sticks have been put into the ground, and hanging on rope between them will look to be remains have been strung down. Each of them is tied up in a similar way to what you saw Namari being tied up. Just a ramshackle lot of rope and cloth and chain. Alongside that, next to the fire is an X-shaped piece, like an X-shaped trellis, of which hanging on are what look to be scraps of flesh
No.
that
Ew.
are slowly sort of roasting by the fire.
Ew.
Nice.
Ew.
What you don't see is any people.
Well, I'm not super
mean-
interested in checking out the cooking that's being done here, so can I go poke
Can
around
I
the
see any
secret pot?
cages?
There are no cages, no.
I want to poke around the largest hut.
Okay, so as you make your way through to the camp, you walk inside the largest hut, which there's no door or anything on it, and you see the insides. There's a pile of rags, that is shoved into a corner. And aside from that, the only thing in this room is a heavy, old, rotten-looking chest with a large padlock on it.
Yeah, is it like? Could I push it out of the thing?
It's about your size,
Ah, okay, so I will not be doing
and
that.
it's got iron banding on it.
The rags, would I be right in assuming they're just like the clothes that all these people that have been murdered were wearing?
It looks more like this was the leader's bed.
Oh, okay, nice. Well, I will leave that nasty hut and inform Rowan that there is a big chest in there.
No signs of people though in there.
But if there wasn't anyone in there, they were very quiet.
Okay, let's get everyone else to come along. At this point, it's better if they're with us.
So as you head back, you meet up with the rest of your party.
It seems to be clear of people, but Tilly, you scouted ahead further.
Yeah, I think I know where that key goes.
Cool.
Care to elaborate?
I kind of like point towards the larger hut. And say, there's a really big chest in there. Well, I guess it's only really big to me.
Fair enough.
But yeah, there was a padlock on it.
Hey, Namari, you want to give that key yours a whirl?
Oh, the key, yes. And I try the key.
So as you walk inside, you see a moderately sized chest. And as you put the key in, it seems to fit, and as you unlock it, it works fine. Opening it up, you see there are 3 glass vials in there. 2 of them are filled with a metallic red liquid, and the third is a pale, translucent liquid that looks like a spirit. But in the center of it, there is floating a strange object. Alongside that, there is a glass orb that is about 4 inches diameter, and it is just an orb of glass. And a book.
Oh boy.
A tattered-looking book, leather-bound.
I take out the book.
So you take out the book. It is well worn. It doesn't have any like gold decoration. No, no covers on the corners to stop them being scuffed. It's just a leather book cover around a book. It looks a lot like a journal.
I open it.
As you open it, it is indeed a journal. And as you read through, this appears to be a diary of the leader. And the start of it is written quite eloquently in a practiced hand. And it talks about the swamp and how they've noticed that since they've got here and are looking through, trying to find things, the swamp has been degrading over time. And then the writing begins to deteriorate as it talks about hearing whispers of a creature and calling to them and feeling hungry constantly. And the word hunger is constantly being repeated and repeated and repeated. And then it says then it starts talking, it no longer talks about it in the words of creature and starts saying God, Master, and then a name appears instead of any of these. Yinogu.
Yinogu.
Yes.
Can I take a look at this orb while she's doing that?
Guys, this is... I think those people used to be normal-ish.
The diary continues and it talks about finding what it says is, and still retaining some of the eloquency of the author, the nexus of his power. And the final page of the diary, the nexus of his power given physical form. And the final page of the diary says, the nexus is preparing a ritual of great power so we may storm the font of the great hunger's power.
What was that again?
The nexus is performing a ritual
Yeah.
so that we may storm the font of the great hunger's power.
That doesn't sound too good. Could the Nexus be that thing, the big thing?
I don't know.
The word nexus usually refers to a place, right?
Yeah, but the Nexus is actively preparing. I mean...
you can use the word of a place to refer to the people of a place doing a thing.
Does the word Jinogu ring any bell for you guys? Does it ring a bell for me?
Make a religion check. Only if you're proficient.
Dang it.
If anyone's proficient in religion, you can roll it.
Most definitely not.
They're a bunch of heathens.
I've got history.
You can roll it, Tristan, because you're a jack of all trades.
I didn't know that's how that worked.
It's not, but that's how I'm saying it.
And what we're going with? Religion.
Yes.
17.
So, you once heard a story of the Hyena Lord. A tale of a demon lord who cursed the hyenas of this land, who walked in the demon lord's wake to turn into hungry creatures known as gnolls, eternally feasting on anything that they can get their hands in. And you realize at this point, oh, that's probably connecting dots.
So these things are gnolls. Just dawned on me.
Well done.
Well, near-death experiences have that effect. Don't recommend them, however. But yeah, we might be dealing with some sort of demon lord of hyenas that might exist. Typically, hearsay and stories are more like, hey, this one guy was drunk and came up with this really funny thing. Let's keep telling this story. But given current events, I'm led to believe that Demon Lord might be more accurate than not. So there's that.
Everything you just said could have been said without the thing, right? I mean, that's what's happening.
You did that with Hyena as well, and I know for a fact
It makes
that
me
they
feel
exist.
better because I almost died, and now this thing is here. I'm trying. Okay,
I'll
I'm
indulge.
trying.
Okay, I'm very sorry. I mean, never mind.
I mean, the rest of you are laughing. That's just a cultural thing that we half elves do. So you just don't get it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think any half-elf I've ever met did that.
No.
Can I inside check the bard if he's actually emotionally hurt?
No?
Because he looked like it.
So, I assume you're going to take some time to look over these items that you've just got.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The two metallic red potions are, of course, potions of healing.
Yay!
Would have been useful.
The pale, the clear liquid with the floaty thing in it is a potion of hill giant strength. And the orb, which you have got, Tilly, is a drift globe,
Ooh. That sounds fancy.
which you should be able to see now.
Yes, I do.
There you go. So, as you examine these items and you take your rest, we're going to go ahead and end tonight's session.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably like activate the globe to show off.
Yeah. Floats up into the air slightly above Tilly's hand and glows with a bright light.
Dope.
Shiny.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. I am utterly amazed that no one died.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We got close.
Thank you once again for joining us. If you did enjoy this, please remember to let us know. If you want to catch up, if this is your first time tuning in, the rest of this is available on YouTube, which there should be a link being posted soon, I'd imagine.
Yep.
I don't have a keyboard right now. And on Wednesday, fingers crossed, there should be a Bike Club episode. This is the other roleplay currently on this channel, in which Susie, our dear dwarf in this game, is the DM, and you can see me playing the greatest elven paladin to ever
Such
live.
a dick. He's such a dick.
The biggest meta hobo in the group. Davlan
and
and Paladin.
as well as Jamie and Lydia are both in that game as well.
Oh, so Davlan gets the greatest adventure and they go, oh, these nerds are in it as well.
So
Yes.
are we gonna make a pact where Davalan the Shining Beacon gets thrown into the ship first?
Yes, I would pay to see that.
Anyway, sorry, stupid.
Oh, I mean, it's such a shame that he killed that guy. I mean, we weren't even. Oh, no provocations. He just killed that guy.
Jamie.
Just murdered him. I saw everything.
Yeah. It's like, why did he cut his arm off of all things? Just,
With a rapier, no less. He was there for ages.
yeah.
My boy Davalan's innocent. Hashtag free Davalan.
Don't
Hashtag
be on his
justice
side.
for
Steve.
Davalan.
Don't put yourself on his side.
Sorry, Steve, continue. We
Right.
derailed that.
Well, yes, so we'll see the culmination of that accidental murdering. I wasn't going to kill him. That's all on the big dumb guy over there.
Well, I wasn't going to fight him in the first place.
You still killed him. Anyway,
I was fixing
before this just collapses into an argument, thank you very much for watching again. And if we don't see you on Wednesday, we will see you next week. Make sure to check out all of the other stuff that Susie streams on this channel. See you guys.